It was a cold Christmas Eve in 2023 in Blanchardstown, Dublin. Festivities were well underway at Brown's Steakhouse, where the Hennessy gang were hosting a Christmas Eve party of sorts. Jason Hennessy Sr. must have known he was in danger, but he wasn't the kind of man to be dictated to by young, Canada Goose-wearing, snot-nosed kids. He clearly didn't take the threat from Mr. Flashy's gang all that seriously, a decision he would quickly regret. Mr. Flashy and the Gucci gang had plans to take over Blanchardstown's drug market, and if that meant terminating Jason Hennessy Sr. in cold blood, so be it. Mr. Flashy represented a new breed of criminal, reckless, violent, and surprisingly social media savvy. I know, gangsters and social media sound ludicrous, but nowadays, unless you attack, humiliate, or even murder someone live online for the world to see, you're not really taken seriously. It makes payback swift, sudden, and most importantly, definite. That's the problem with social media. It allows people to publicly embarrass others or label them as police informants, and in the Irish underworld, once you're suspected of working with the Gardaí, you won't live long. Mr. Flashy's online warriors wanted Jason Hennessy dead, and even though the Gucci gang's reputation was built on social media, they were still real gangsters with real guns that kill real people. It was Christmas Eve, and local kids were filled with excitement, anxiously waiting for their presents. The little ones who still believed in Father Christmas watched impatiently for him to come down the chimney with a sack full of the latest gadgets. The way society's going though, it wouldn't be surprising to see some local toe rag from the estate trying to steal your child's new Apple product from under the Christmas tree. It's disgusting, but when most of a community depends on Class A drugs, thievery, violence and greed become the norm. With the spread of drugs and addiction on Dublin streets, if it's not kneeled down, it's getting stolen, simple as that. Things have become so unsafe and unpredictable that it might be worth checking whether it's actually Santa coming down a chimney or some little toe rag in a red tracksuit slipping out the bathroom window with a sack full of presents. I'm only joking, but with society these days, you never know what's around the corner. The Hennessys had booked out Brown's Steakhouse for a Christmas Eve family get-together with close friends and associates. The night was going well, cheer and banter filled the air, drinks were flowing, jokes were flying, and lines were being racked up even faster. All in all, it looked set to be a belter of a night. The Hennessy family, the Hennessy gang, and close friends were in attendance. Gang members, sons, and younger offshoots who weren't technically part of the crew but ran errands for the brothers. You know what kids today are like, desperate to be seen as tough, hanging around older villains and posing beside flashy cars. Many come from unstable homes with little structure or positive role models, making them easy targets for recruitment. Older gang members find it easy to lure younger lads into doing the dangerous work, shootings, drug storage, hiding weapons. The youngsters feel emboldened, like they matter, when in reality they're as disposable as the cheap rubber gloves they're made to bag drugs with. The truth is they're being used. The older, wiser gang members stay insulated, while the younger ones take the risks, getting arrested, charged, or dragged off the streets by the Gardaí. But what really happened that night? Did the shooter genuinely believe he could spray a machine gun into a packed steakhouse on Christmas Eve and get away with it? One man was left with near-fatal injuries, 48-year-old Jason Hennessy Sr., who sadly succumbed later that week at Dublin's Mater University Hospital. Gunshot wounds to his neck, lungs and upper chest proved horrific, injuries even the Terminator wouldn't recover from. Say what you will about Jason Hennessy, you can call him a villain, a criminal, a drug dealer or a Blanchardstown gang boss, but all of that came second to being a loving husband and father. No doubt some people celebrated his execution in cold blood, others delighted in the fact that Blanchardstown's drug market was now open for the taking, exactly what Mr. Flashy and his social media famous but deadly Gucci gang wanted to achieve by any means necessary. Make no mistake, the Gucci gang are ruthless drug-dealing murderers. Don't let the designer-clad Instagram photos fool you. Mr. Flashy and his crew are thugs who will put a bullet in anyone's head if the price is right. Dublin villains climb the criminal ladder fast, from petty thieves to hardened crooks, armed robbers and gangland killers. It's frightening how many men Dublin breeds who will either put you in the ground or leave you beside a burning car on a quiet country lane with a bullet in the back of the head. Research shows serious feuds in Dublin rarely end peacefully. They almost always end in bloodshed, and not just one killing. Retaliation comes swiftly. Payback knocks at the door before you can even say the word. At 20:02 local time, the door of Brown's Steakhouse flew open. Two balaclavaed gunmen armed with fully automatic machine guns stormed inside and opened fire. The gunfire was directed at Jason Hennessy Sr, seated at the head of the table. A volley of bullets tore into his upper chest and neck. The shooters were identified as Tristan Sree and another man whose identity cannot be released. Sree advanced towards Jason Hennessy Sr, but his Slovak-made machine pistol jammed. The moment that happened, Hennessy's family members, friends and associates lunged at Sree. They beat and bludgeoned him with whatever they could grab: bottles, chairs, cutlery, anything within reach. Sree died at the scene from blunt force trauma and multiple stab wounds. As for the second gunman, when Sree's weapon jammed, he made a split-second decision. He fled the building, abandoning his accomplice to his fate. As the saying goes, there's no loyalty among thieves, and clearly no honor among shooters either. It's said that when Tristan Sree burst into Brown's Steakhouse firing his machine gun, Jason Hennessy Sr instinctively tried to stand and shield his family and friends. Tragically, this resulted in him being repeatedly struck by multiple rounds from Sree's weapon. Despite the chaos and terror, Jason Hennessy Sr sacrificed himself trying to save others, a brave and selfless act. My condolences go out to his family and friends. Rest in peace to a courageous and caring family man. During the mayhem, when Sree's weapon jammed, there was a brief window of opportunity. Within milliseconds, Hennessy's family and friends overpowered him, disarmed, restrained, and beat the 26-year-old gunman to death. Sree's lifeless body was left in the middle of Brown's Steakhouse. With the greatest respect, nobody cared about his blood-soaked corpse. Everyone was focused on getting Jason Hennessy Sr the urgent help he needed. Emergency services arrived quickly. The restaurant resembled a scene from a horror movie. Jason Hennessy Sr was taken to hospital, where he later died from his injuries. Yet despite defending themselves and others from an active shooter, those who disarmed Sree were later prosecuted, portrayed as criminals themselves. 3 men were found guilty of murdering Tristan Sree following the shooting. They were Michael Andricut, 23, Sheil Avenue, Blanchardstown, Noah Musaweni, 18, Corduff Park, Blanchardstown, and David Armour, 19, Hazelgrove, Donabay. All 3 denied the charges but were convicted at Dublin's Special Criminal Court. 3 additional men aged 18, 19 and 21 were also convicted of related offences. The 21-year-old was identified as Brandon Hennessy, son of Jason Hennessy Sr. A 7th man is due back in court next month. So, as you can hear, it's a crazy set of circumstances. What makes someone pick up a fully automatic weapon and run into a restaurant all guns blazing? It's mental, with acts of violence like this becoming the norm on the streets of North Dublin. I can only imagine how brutal the criminal underworld will become in the coming years. Hopefully the Gardaí get a handle on it, but with the pursuit of wealth and criminal dominance, I can't see things getting better, only a hell of a lot worse.